Hello guys, good evening everyone. No one is part of this class because I'm recording this class all by myself. The reason is because we just concluded a class where we built our footer. This footer you're looking at, we built it. It's the model for the truly financial footer. But unfortunately, that class was not recorded. Okay, so I'm just going to rebuild it and have you watch in this video. We didn't record that. That's the reason I'm making this now. So to build the footer, I said it before that header and footer are two components that are consistent and universal. So I said you could come to Elementor, editor, templates, and go to builder, or you could come to hello theme and go to theme builder. Excuse me. But we're using Elements Kit for the sake of this. So let's just come here and say header footer. Now, because we already built the footer and we're trying to rebuild it, let's deactivate the first one, the one we did. So I'm just going to hit deactivate now and save. Good. Done. Now, what I want to do next is make a new template. Let's say new footer. I'm going to select footer, make sure it's not on header. Activate, save. Great, now it's done. I'm going to open that same page in another tab because I don't want it to take me away from here. I don't want it to take me away from my admin dashboard. So this is the other tab. So let's say new footer. That's already active. By the way, this footer should disappear, which is proof that it's active. Good, that footer is gone. So let's go ahead and say edit. Then edit content. This is the one we created. I'm just going to shut it down now. In our last class, I talked about structure. And I said that if you understand how structure works, the structure of a site, then you can rebuild the site. And I said that structure is the main thing. I said that everything you're looking at here lives in everything in this footer in its entirety is in containers. Every single thing you're looking at here are in containers. All right. And I said that they all live in one mother container, which means now that we're here, our footer has loaded. This is structure. This is the tab for structure, remember? First thing we're going to do is create that mother container. Let's set the direction of flow to down, like bottom, right? This is that mother container. And the next thing you're going to do is create the first container that's going to host this content from this logo down to this. One container is going to hold all of them. So what you want to do next is come right here and drag this container in here. That's our first container. Next thing you want to do is create another container for this content. See this one? Everything from 2026 truly financial down to the images here, right? The social icons. You're going to create that's in one container. You're going to create its own container as well. So the next thing to do is to just come here and duplicate this container. Now it's duplicated, right? Now the third thing you want to do is create the last container, which is the one for this text, right? Now I know that they're in different containers because I understand the structure. If you understand structure, you understand structure by looking at the design and looking at the flow of the pages. So you're just going to come here and duplicate this for a third one. Good. Next thing you're going to do is inspect to know the color. In the class that was not recorded, we got the color being 1E. But for those who don't know how to inspect, you just come in an empty space, right-click your mouse, and click on inspect. It should be the last thing if you're using a Chrome browser. So you're just going to come here. You see 1E, 1E. I'm going to tap on this. If you're not sure, you could tap on that black, like the color shade, and tap on the pencil and drag the color picker to this. See, it stayed on 1E, 1E. Sorry, that's a mistake. Let's come back here. The site navigated. Okay, let's come back to the footer. That's what we're looking for. So just come to any color box, really. This, tap on the pencil, then drag the color picker. Boom, 5858 change to 1E, 1E. So 1E, 1E, you come to the mother container in structure, this, right? Come to style tab, come to classic, set the color, and update. Excellent. Now I can see close this box, we're done with it. You see there's a space between this content, there's a top space and there's a bottom space. You want to know what that space or what the spacings are. My best guess is that it's 5 rem. So let's take a look, which means you have to create a padding of 5 rem. So we're still on the model container. Just go to Advanced tab, switch to rem first, then unlink the values, set this to 5 rem, and then set this to 5 rem. So 5 rem on top and 5 rem the bottom. Publish this. This is just structure. You're building the structure first before the content. Next thing you come and look at this. Next thing you come back to the site and take a look. This logo is here. There's a text underneath and there's a form underneath. So these three things are in one container. This are in one. This one's in another container. This is in another container. See? This is in another container. Now, first thing you want to do is calculate the containers. 1, 2, 3. I'm counting this 2 as 3 because these two things are in one container. So 3 and 4. So next thing you want to do is to come back to your Elementor tab, right click to bring back your widgets, then drag this first container right here. See, under structure, the container just appeared. So you want to duplicate that one. Duplicate, duplicate, and duplicate. How many containers did we count again? 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So come here and tap on the first one, which is the mother container for those 4 containers. Switch the directional flow to horizontal. Switched. Excellent. See it looking like this? Now, you can see that this is an image. So you want to drag the image widget first. So drag your image widget here. Select your image. We already saved the image. This is it. And select. Great. Now, next thing you want to do, this image looks pretty huge. So you want to know, you want to reduce the image, to fit the size. So because of what we're doing, I'm going to set the width to 30. Now, 30 looks small right now. That's because we've not given all the other containers their appropriate structure. Okay, so now all containers are taking 100% width by default, but you can see here that this looks bigger in its container structure than this one's and this one's and this one. So sorry, this one, yeah. So what you want to do next is to structure it, which means not all containers can get 100%. All right, not all containers can get 100%. So you want to control that. Now, to do that, we're just going to come back to our Elementor and you say, well, this should take 45%. Hold up. This should take 60%. Okay. Now you might be wondering how I know the values. Well, really, we're just testing things. Okay. And this should take 30%. Sorry, 30%. Great. Now, why are we picking it this way? Because we're testing things. See our logo? Let's align it to start. And I've said it before that start is left and end is right in Elementor. Now, look at this. First thing you want to create is this right here. It's a heading. So you want to come here, click on the empty tab, drag a heading, put it in there, give it a name, services. You want to call it services. Hold on. Good. Next, I want to pick the font. So let's just inspect this and see what font they're using. Well, we don't have their font. Font family might be something we don't have. We're pretty sure of that because in our last class, we thought we were using Sophia. See, Sophia Pro it is, and we don't have that. So let's just pick the font size. It's 16.2px is what they're using. Keep in mind that what we're trying to do is create a simulation. Okay, we're trying to create a simulation. It has a top padding of 1 rem. It has a font size of 16px. So come back here, change the color first to white, which is FFF. Change the typography. Let's use overpass for the font. We need the font as sharp as theirs. And change this to 16.2. Now 16.2 looks a little too small. Let's try 17. 17 looks good. Now I'm going to copy this and paste it here. hold up, take this out because it's a different approach we're taking for that container. Now, we have this here. Next thing I want to do is sort this container. Why can't we paste this here? Well, not immediately, because we see this. Look at the structure again. You see these two containers, they're too close. They're awfully too close to be separate containers, which means these two containers exist in one container. And this, see the distance between multi-currency account and about us, so the difference between pricing and blog, that tells you something. So you're just going to come here and drag this container in here. Once you've dragged it, look at structure. See it? Then you duplicate the one you dragged. Duplicate. And you come to the mother container of those two smaller containers you just dragged. And then you change the flow to this, left and right. Okay? Again, you have to test things out to get exactly what you're looking for. Okay? So now, in that container, that's where we're going to drag this. Just copy and paste this in here and paste this in here. Good. Now we're going to call this company because that's what they call it. You would notice that this is not sitting, it's not, it's below because it's like sitting a container in a container. So what you want to do is come to the main container first, remove the gaps, and come here and remove the top padding. Still not going to be accurate because there's two smaller containers. So just click on this, come here, remove your paddings, your gaps first, then remove your paddings as well. Then go to the next container using structure, remove the gaps and row the space, and then you remove the padding as well. Good. Next thing is we want to create this options, the menu options. Now, to create the menu options, I said you could use a menu by clicking on menu. Elementor will not let you use its navigation menu by default. It's for a pro version, the pro version. Elements Kit has an option. You could drag it in here to use, but I said it that you might not want to use that. Hold up, something is wrong with our structure. We touched the padding we shouldn't have. That's the padding for this container. Remember, this container is still in the class of this container, and this won't have a padding. So let's restore that. Come back here, link, and remove the value for 0. We need them on a straight line. So this, you see this? You come here, select a menu. Now you have this. Let's just put a color to it. We're not going to use this. We're going to delete it. But I want you to see something. The implications of using the menu option here is that every time you use it or you drag it, you have to go back to WordPress dashboard, come to appearance, and come to menu. Hover on appearance and come to menu. And then you have to manually recreate another menu with that. And then come back here, refresh the page, and reload. That's a lot of stress. That's why we're going to delete it. We don't want to go through all that. Come to your widget, search for something called icon list. Not icon box, icon list. And drag it in here. Now, first thing you're going to do is remove the icons. Take this out, and take this out. Then next thing, let's figure out the color they're using. It's going to be 5858. I know that because we've already inspected this. Remember, this class already happened, just that unfortunately, the class was not recorded. That's why I'm doing this over again. So let's come to Style tab, Text, Color, paste that color you got. Now, our font, let's select Overpass. That's the font we're using when we want something as sharp as this. Now, what is the font for this? What is the font size for this? We're going to use 15, but before we do that, let's find out what they're using on Truly Financial. They use 15px. Great. So it's safe to use 15px. So 15px. Awesome. So now you'd notice that ours seems a little too compact, all right? While that is sort of free. So we want like some kind of like space, okay? So we're gonna come back to Elementor, come to Style tab, click on space between and make it 8. Okay, I made it 8. You notice it's no longer compact. Now, once you hover on this, you see it changes. White, the selected item that we are hovering on becomes white. So just come to text, hover, select color, FFF. That's for white. See, normal tab is 888, all the way. Hover is F. So once you hover now, look at it. See that effect? Good. Next thing you want to do is copy the menu itself. I'm just going to copy everything there. We'll come in and paste this. Well, delete this one first. This belongs to the second. Good. Multi-currency account. Now, copy, paste. I'm going to delete the last one because this is for global payments. Delete the text. Then, third one, remember to set your links, right? Links, we always set to hash because we don't want it to go anywhere or do anything. Hash and hash. Great. Now you could just copy this and come right on this, click on over on company and paste. Over on services and paste. Now, I want you to observe something. Right here, we're going to come back to the same thing, copy the value. About us, carrier, media kit. Let's create that one after the other. So, about us. Carriers. Is it carrier before media kit? Yeah, carriers. Careers. Careers. Then we have media kit. And then we have regulatory and press. So we're going to just tap on this icon to duplicate it. So regulatory, tap to duplicate again, and then say press. Great, we have that. Next thing, blog contact partners. So you come to this one, you say blog. Close that. Come here, say, hold up, what was it again? Blog contact and partners. So say contact, and then say partners. Awesome. Now you notice this content is like a little too close. So you're going to note something down, which is the space between the overall, the heading and the content, right? So why does this one have that space? Because it's got like gaps of 20. Let's just come to this tinier container and link it back. We unlinked it the other time because we wanted to achieve something. So let's link it again. Okay. Gaps, not paddings. Please remember, not paddings. So link. Good. Now we have this. Next thing is to create this guy. To do that, it's pretty much the same icon list. Just copy it, just with different stylings. So what do we have there? FAQ, pricing, rewards and perk, open an account. So first, FAQ, this, pricing, rewards and perks, and we have open an account. So just duplicate it and say open an account. Great. Now I told you it's the same thing, just with different values, right? Which means go observe. See, this has a different color. We're just going to come here and inspect the color it's using. When you hover on it, it has a different color, right? So you just, I think this is it. Text decoration. It's probably that. So just come here. Did we copy? Great. Let's copy the color. Let's come back. Style tab, text, switch to hover, and paste. See, now it's changing. But the normal color should be white. Great. So now, what values do theirs have? Over on it, let's go see the font values. Font weight is 700. Font size is 16. Well, technically that can be, but I guess we're just going to try it out. So 16, font weight 700. Okay. I just closed that structure to see how it looks, right? Let's see. What is this font size we're using for this? It is 17. Let's make it the same 17, really. Great. Same 17 implemented. Now, next thing we want to do is space it up. Space things. See, theirs is properly spaced, so ours should be. It's going to come to list. Switch it to 13px. Save this. See? Now let's go to the front page because we published. You're going to see our footer coming up. This is it. See? Looking good. Looking good. Are similar to compact. So we need to expand things a bit. We need to make it look like this because this is like all the way. So you're just going to come here to the overall tab and just switch the layout and then say 1250px. That's the width. And publish. Right? Let's see how that works. Publish. Now you're going to come here and refresh. Let's take a look. Give it some time to load. Great. But then our text in this part seems a little compact again. So hold up. We're just going to go observe things properly. Taking a look at the structure. I'm trying to find out what's missing. Okay, let's try something. The overall container here. Let's unlink this. Great. Publish. So now, next thing I want to create is this text, get tips and exclusive offers. So just drag it here. Copy. I've copied that. So it comes to an empty container. Look for heading and drag your heading. Come here, paste. We don't have their font. Now, remember to add a page breaker. A page breaker is this symbol, BR, and close again. That's a page breaker. That way, even if you copy this and paste it in a full line, see, it's not going to like put everything on one line because you just broke, sorry, a line breaker. If I remove it, see, everything is on. Now, put it, good. That's a line breaker. That's what it does. Delete it. Now, we're just going to come here. Let's figure out what this font size they're using is. We want to like be sort of accurate. 2.4 rem, that's 21.6px. 21.6px, okay. Just going to come here, set ours to white, and set the text 21px. Good. Now let's remember line height. The appropriate line height is usually between 1.2 to 1.4. That's appropriate line height. Let's just pick 1.3 here. Now, we don't have a font, the font they're using, so let's try Playfair. Wait, risk. Let's say risque. Risque, kind of funny word. But it's probably risk. Nah, that won't work. Playfair it is. Let's try Playfair. Playfair is the closest thing to what they are using. And on Playfair, 21 looks small, so let's just take it up the notch a bit. Let's make it 24. Good. Let's try different variations of Playfair and see. Playfair display. Let me see. Let's pick Playfair. I think Playfair display is kind of better on 24. Good. Now we have this. Now I said we're not gonna. I said it in the last class that was not recorded. This is the form. This you add company. So we're not gonna create. We have a specific class for forms. So because we're not gonna do that here, we're gonna just simulate it. Try to simulate it. How are we gonna do that? Duplicate this text. Now duplicate it. What is the text we see in there? You at company. You're just gonna come here and say you. By the way, this is a simulation. It's not how forms are created. This is a simulation. You at company.com, I guess. Great. We're gonna simulate it without the icon. Now come here. Set the font to overpass. Yeah. Now remember that color we put on our icon list? I'm gonna copy that color. Come back to the content. Switch it to that color. Now, size, let's say 18. Good. 18 looks good. Now, next thing is there's a line underneath. We want to add that line. So we're just going to come to border and say, well, unlink the values for radius. Set it to solid border. Now, unlink the value. If you do not unlink the value and you enter, let's say white, color of the border first. If you do not unlink the value and you set it to 1, everything is going to be 1 and left and right, like everywhere. So you're going to come to, hold up, you're going to come to border, and delete that first, then unlink the value, set it to bottom. Now come to this layout, remove the padding, switch it to REM. For bottom, set it to 1. Make sure you play around this tool, play around Elementor so you can familiarize yourself with things. Now we have this, but it stretches way too much to the edge. Do you understand? This is like just a few, spacings after the text. So what you want to do for this simulation we're trying to create is come to width and set it to custom, and then make it 45. Good. There you have it. That's your border. Okay, it's a simulation, remember. Now, what do we want to do next? I told you this is a copyright text, and this is social. These are social icons. So you want to come here. First, those are two different containers, by the way. That's why copyright text is on the left and social icons on the right. So you see this container next, this next container, you're going to drag another container into it. And you open structure again. See that container you drag? This is it. Now duplicate it. Then go to the mother container of those two containers right now and switch the direction flow to horizontal. Next thing you want to do is copy one of your icon lists. Just paste it in there. Now delete the values for 2, right? Come back here, copy the text. Why are we using icon list? Because sometimes privacy policy, the copyright text sometimes link to privacy policy and terms and conditions. So what's the color? This should not have a hover effect. Let's check. No hover effect. It's static on white because it's a button for a legal page. So if it's all, because it's a legal content, right? Now just set this to clear. So that way, now you see, but it's to the top, it's on the top of the container. I'm gonna come to structure here, select container, then come down to the center, justify content, make it center. Boom, that's it. Next thing you want to drag in here is called social icons. Social icons. So drag this one. Then we select our icons. First, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram. Next, we're going to say icons, YouTube. Drag. LinkedIn. Instagram. Then what comes after that? Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. So duplicate, let's say Facebook. Duplicate again. Twitter. Do we really want to use Twitter? Let's use x.com. It's the updated logo. Then duplicate. The next one uses Pinterest. Now, it's coming with the official colors by default. You see, it's in a box, like a rounded box. You want to change that, just click on shape and say circle. You're going to change that, you say square, and it's going to be like straight box without being rounded. Sharp edges. Then, if you want to select a specific color per social icon, you just come here and say custom. Then you select the primary color first, which is like the background color. Then you select the one for the one inside, the icon itself. So, but we don't need that now. Just put it on official color because we're going to change the color for all the content. So you come here on style, you see, color again. So say custom. Now, when you say custom, you want to understand how the structure, the coloring structure works, right? You want to understand how it works. If you go to Truly Financial, you're going to see they're small, it's just white, which means they may have removed the primary color. So just drag this all the way to remove the primary color. Boom. See, that wasn't so hard. Secondary color is bland, it's blank, but just make it white just to be safe. Good. Now, look at this. Theirs is big, ours is small. Let's change the size to 20. What do you know? We have it. Now, padding, make padding 0 because you don't need padding. Then spacing, make it 15. And there you have it. Look at the space. There's a little more spaced. Just increase this to 18. Good. Now it's centered. Go back to this content, switch the alignment to right. And there you have it. you would notice that there's a line, a border line between this content and that content. It's pretty easy. You just come to this container. If you're not sure how to get to this container, use structure to test until you see that mother container for those two containers, right? First thing you want to do is unlink it, unlink the padding. Next thing you want to do is scroll down to border. It's going to be on the style. Come to border, unlink the radius, come to border type, select solid, border width. Remember, always unlink first if you want to put the border on just one part. So unlink top color. Let's go back to our text and copy the color. Well, looks like we might not even have to, but let's just go because we want to be sure. One is the same color for our text. It's the closest thing. So come here, go to structure just to be sure. That container has been highlighted. Great. Come to border, border color, set it to this. Now, see, we've got that border looking sharp right there. Now, we want to like create some space between the border and, so just come here again, structure, that container, come to advanced, set to REM, and make it top border, top padding rather, make it 2 REM. See, this looks like 2 REM. Then you want to like add some sort of margin because you can see a space between the same border and the content above it. So you want to like put that on margin. Go to the top again. Let's say 1, 2, well, let's say 3. Shoot for the skies, really. And publish. Now, you'd notice that our content does not start from the tip of the border. It's because they're also in smaller boxes. Now, come to one of the smaller boxes, remove the padding. Content is moved. Come to another small box. Now, remove the padding. Content is moved. Now, our content is sitting on the edge. Now, you'll observe that even though this content here, the text is sitting on the edge of the border, it's this one above is not responding to that. Pretty easy. You just come to this model container here and unlink the padding first. Boom, easy. And come to the next, use structure now. Go to the first container and come here and unlink its own padding. Great. Then you're going to come to the last one. Well, this is optional, but you could just go ahead and unlink it. I wouldn't. Just keep it at that, what it is. Let's see. You see, theirs doesn't even stretch to the edge either, so just keep it at that. Now, publish. You would notice something that they have like space here. That's why we have this text here. All we have to do right now is come to color and remove the color. Make it invisible. Great. Now it's invisible. Let's reload on the front end and see what it looks like. This footer should look good. This is theirs. This is ours. This is theirs. This is ours. Looking pretty good. Although their font now sort of looks like Playfair as well. So let's go back to this. Come pick this. Come here. Change this. Let's just go to Playfair itself and publish. Okay, great. Done. Then come here. See, let's refresh because our font here doesn't look like anything like this. But now we've reloaded. We're refreshing. Let's see. Awesome. Now it's like this, and this. You see, the logo has taken shape. You noticed our logo has taken shape because earlier on it was looking much smaller. Now, I'd like to add a top padding a little bit to the first model container. It's not going to hurt. So we just put like 0.5 REM there. Sorry, REM. 0.5 REM there. Not going to hurt anyone, really. So, great. Now, because we unlinked the values for the first container inside, you'd notice that, well, things are looking quite good right now. Now, the last thing we want to do is set up this text. Pretty easy. We've got two options. You could just come here and use an icon list, or you could come here and drag a heading. I like to use an icon list. So just copy and paste. Great. So now, see this container, this box? Take out its padding as well, so that it can sit on the right edge, just as this one. So you come here and come to this, copy the first one, go back here, come here, paste it, come to this. Remember, this does not have a hover effect, so remember to remove the hover effect. So come here, copy this one as well. You might be wondering, why did we not put this text in this one? Well, it's simple. See this text, as long as this, if you had put it in this other container, it won't get to this edge now, would it? No, it would not. It wouldn't. So copy this, and come here, duplicate, and paste this. And copy this. Theirs look a little small, like smaller than ours. So we're just going to reduce the font size. I'm going to come here, say text, we're using 15. Let's use 14. Now, this is like properly spaced. So let's just go and make ours properly spaced. Make it 13 in space. Great. Now, they're same a little thicker than ours. Just going to come here, 400, make it 500. Awesome. Awesome. Now, look at this. This is their text, their copyright text, and this is ours. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and save. Let's go to the front end and refresh this page. This is ours. This is theirs. This is ours. This is theirs. This is ours. Looking good, if you ask me, except for one thing. There's this sort of stretched. Let's go to the overall container and take a look at things. So come to this place. Everything looks okay. Let's just increase this from 50 to 80 a bit. Let's make it 80 to 80. Then come back here and refresh. See this? See us? See this? See us? I can spot a tiny difference. The space between the borderline and the copyright text, ours looks smaller. Yeah, ours looks smaller a bit. So just come here, say that container, top padding 0.5, and save. Now, this is the space between their own borderline here and ours. Let's see. That space looks okay. Remember, theirs does not have the, see, their line breaks at Canada. So we're going to go put the line break there. Just come here. Ours has a hover effect. First, you want to remove that hover effect. Over, color, clear. Great. Hover effect is gone. So Canada, you drag all the way to Canada. We want to look for Canada and put a line break before it. Great. There it is, Canada. Hold up, but I don't think that's the Canada we're looking for now. Are we on the right tab? Hold up, guys. Well, let me see. Let's keep scrolling. This is Chile Financial is registered. Okay, great. There's the Canada we're looking for. You just do a line break. This symbol, BR, and this symbol. That's it. Now save. The item is spaced, ours is spaced, but we need to increase our space. Make it 14, let's see, 15. Now, publish. So guys, watch this video over and over because this is exactly how to rebuild the footer. The last class was, our last class, the one that was not recorded, took 1 hour, 50 minutes to show us this because I was trying to explain everything in bits. But you see this is a more concise video in that I finished the whole thing in like a shorter amount of time. So play around this, rebuild your footer within your own page. Do not build it here because Daniel asked a very important question. He said if he comes here He comes to Elements Kit and Header, and he builds his own footer. He says if he builds his own footer, that means if he builds his own footer right underneath mine, or if he builds his own footer here and like a new footer, he said, we're gonna see two footers, and it's true. So I told him this. I said, it's simple. Just go ahead and build it in your page. Remember, I give us an assignment that everyone should create their own page, build it in your page. Now, I want you to do that, but here's a better chance. Here's a better solution. Come right here. You could build it in your page, or you could come here, header footer, right? Header footer, and then click on Create New. You click on Add New Template. Add new template. Name your footer something like Gemwell's footer. Name it after yourself. Gemwell's footer. Name it after yourself. Make sure you select footer. Now, do not activate this. Do not activate this. Just set it to entire site, save changes, then come back and edit content. Okay, so you save changes. By the time you log in, you're going to see mine here. Watch this video, watch everything I did, and try to redo it. Okay, try to recreate yours. So click on edit and edit content. It's going to take you to Gemwell's footer. Let's let it load. See how fast the site is right now. Pretty impressive, you ask me. Let's let it load. I think this is the right approach. Don't even build it in your page anymore. Yeah, just build it here. Build it right in footer. Just name it after yourself. Bamidele's footer, Daniel's footer, Gemwell's footer. So it's going to load a fresh page for footer. That's the interface I want to see. So just hold up, hold up, hold up, guys. Good. So while watching this video, attempt to recreate everything I did in this new footer. Okay, so this is it, guys. This is the assignment. This is your next assignment. Once you're done with that, the last class was recorded and we created a header. Come to this same place and create your header as well. You understand? So I'm just going to go back to the admin. I'm going to go back to the WordPress admin. You come to Elements Kit. Once you're done creating your footer, that makes it 3 assignments. The first is to create your page. The next is to create your footer, and after that is to create your header. So on the header and footer on the Elements Kit is where you create your header. So if you want to do that, it's pretty simple. Same way I'm doing for the footer. I'm just going to say Gemwell's header and set it to header. Do not activate, otherwise it will override the one we've done. Just leave it like that, and you come back and edit. So guys, that's it. That's how to create this. Pretty easy if you ask me. Simple, 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 simple. So that class was not recorded. So immediately we got off the call, I had to re-record another one. I had to redo another one. So that's why I'm the only one here, and you can hear my voice and see exactly what I'm doing. So guys, that's it. Call it a night, or call it a night right now, regardless of the time you're watching this video. So take care, guys. I'll be expecting to see your assignments. Bye. And if you have questions, which I know a lot of us would, you can paste it in the group. I'm going to attend to it. Okay? All right. Bye, guys.